What's up, man? It's Lives Unplugged. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the whitewashing for history. And it's shocking when you really sit down and look at primary source documentation, these old books before the creation of Google and all these online stuff. We look at physical documentation, you're going to see clearly that these people have been marked down as melanated people. So-called black folks, they was marked down as melanated people. And when you start looking at this information, it becomes a shocker. Like I've been trying to tell you guys for the longest, like the ones that have been watching my channel, they have purposely hidden anybody with melanated skin, predominantly in history. A lot of the big people, they erased them. And what happened was, this is how the white folks gained power. They erased the original people and they consumed their identity and took on these people's lives as they was the original people when they wasn't. Like I said, one thing I learned about life, it's a big game. It's a big stage, and we all part to play. And if when you start really understanding that, it becomes like you become out of the matrix a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at today's video. So we're gonna take a look at Abraham Lincoln's father, and we're gonna see how they describing him, his complexion. All right. Let's talk about Abraham Lincoln's dad, Thomas Lincoln. He was about 5 feet in height. He was about 200 pounds. He had dark brown eyes. Let's scroll up. With dark skin and black hair. So they described Abraham Lincoln's father as a dark-skinned person. All right. Now we're gonna take a look at one of the quotes. Now take a look at this. It says the father of Thomas Lincoln was far from being a poor white. Now, why would they say that if he wasn't a white person? He's far from being a poor white. And we already had a description of him being of a dark skin complexion. But let's keep going. And this primary source documentation right here. Here's all your sources below. You can take a look at the books. This is coming from a book around the 1800s. Now we're going to take a look at a description of Abraham Lincoln's mother. Watch this. Zoom in for you guys to see the book right there. Now Nancy Hanks. She was a brunette with dark hair. Now brunette, a woman with brown or dark complexion. So here we have it, another description where they're describing her as being dark. We already got description and primary source documentation that Abraham Lincoln, that was a dark-skinned person. His mother was a dark-skinned person. Now let's get into Abraham Lincoln himself. Watch this. Let's take a look at this one too. Her hair is some of her description again. She was brunette. Another description. Abraham Lincoln mother. There's another book for you. Her complexion's sallow, which means like a dark yellowish tint complexion. But she could have been had a mixed genealogy. That's why I think they describe him by shallow, the yellow darkish complexion. Abraham Lincoln's mother, Nancy Hanks, here's another description. Her skin was dark. Nancy Hanks. Thomas Lincoln, that's his dad, Nancy Hanks, dark skin with brown complexion. All right. But if this is not enough for you to believe this, watch this. Even in his own autobiography, where Abraham Lincoln describes himself, he described himself as a dark-skinned person. I can't make this up. Watch this. His own autobiography. Watch this. All right. Now here's the original handwriting right here. And this is what it says right here. If any personal description of me is desirable, it may be said, I am in height 6 feet 4 inches, 180 pounds, dark complexion with coarse black hair. Come on, man. Come on, man. Even in his own autobiography, he described himself as a dark-skinned person, so-called black person. But yet you go on Google and they want to show you some white person. I'm telling you, man, the world is a big stage. Even in his own autobiography, I can't make this up. Abraham Lincoln said he was a dark-skinned person. So what you need to ask yourself is, who is that white person they show you? Because that's an imposter. And if that's not enough for you, watch this. Let's keep going some more. If that's not enough for you to get your attention, watch this. It's time out for the games. Time out. Watch this. Now, this is Abraham Lincoln out of his own mouth saying, I used to be a slave. Is that not enough for you to get your attention? Man, these folks have rewriting history. Watch this. Abraham Lincoln out of his own mouth. I used to be a slave, said Mr. Lincoln. Here's the source right here. So out of his own mouth, Abraham Lincoln said, I was a slave. Even more startling, Lincoln's self-description, he was a kind of slave, and his complexion was dark skin. So it's been talked about. People know this information, just hidden. Because they don't want you to know this type of information. Now watch this. So if we got description that Abraham Lincoln was a dark-skinned person, they say, oh, Abraham Lincoln owned slaves. He sure did. He owned other melanated people. That's why I say it had nothing to do with a race war. That's the whole thing. They always try to make you seem like it was a race war going on. They do that purposely to create division. It was never a race war going on. It had nothing to do with skin complexion. It had to do with your resources. So here I'm showing you that Abraham Lincoln was a so-called black person, right? And he owned so-called black slaves, right? It had nothing to do with complexion. It was about what you had and what he can gain. That's all it was always about. It was always about resources. None of it was about skin complexion. But they teach you in school it's about skin complexion. And they lie to you first and tell you that Abraham Lincoln was a white person when he was historically written as a dark-skinned person. Out of his own mouth, he said he was a dark-skinned person. His mama was being reported as a dark-skinned person. His daddy being reported as a dark-skinned person. Well, Barack Obama was the first black president. Come on, man. See, I'm telling you, these folks rewrite history. And it's crazy when you start looking at information like this. It exposes it. But they gotta keep telling you lies. I'll tell you, like 90% of the things they tell you didn't happen. They always lying, always lying. And I'm exposing it right here. But let's keep going. We got more people to talk about. So we got so far, we got Abraham Lincoln mama being a dark-skinned person. His daddy being a dark-skinned person. He saying out of his own mouth he's a dark-skinned person. He's saying he used to be a slave. So there it is right there. After today, I don't want to hear nobody else say Abraham Lincoln was a white person. Game over. That easy. But the problem is we don't do our research. But it's okay. I'm showing you right here. I'm doing the research for you. President Abraham Lincoln described himself as a black fellow. Here's another. I don't know how much y'all need to understand this. Don't you remember a lone black fellow? Well, I am that one fellow. There it is. Here's your book right here. There it is. It's been talked about. People know this. It's hitting. All right. His skin was dark. Here's another book saying the same thing. Yet they're going to put you, show this white man on this photo, man. I can't make this up. They're going to tell you in the book he was dark. They're going to show a white man. Come on. Let me zoom in so y'all can see that. His skin was dark. But yet they're going to show you this whitewash photo right here. Man. All right. Take a look at this one. Abraham Lincoln. Here's the book right there. Zoom in. His skin was of a dark yellowish brownish. Abraham Lincoln. That's another source for you. We're looking at a lot of different sources, all saying the same thing. So you're gonna tell me all these sources lying? You gonna tell me Lincoln has his own mouth lying? Let's keep going. Abe Lincoln was swarthy. His complexion was very swarthy. His definition, if you don't know what swarthy is, it's always talking about a dark-skinned person. Swarthy, dusty complexion, dark in hue. Universally, swarthy or black, same person. Same person they're describing. When they say swarthy or black. Alright? And then look, this is funny. It says black after swarthy African. So even all these people always trying to say, oh, all black people came from Africa. That's a lie too. Wait till I drop this translated slave trade video when I show you that only 20 Africans was ever documented. Wait till I show you that video. But even by the description of swarthiness, they trying to compare it to, as the African, which is not the African. Even that definition is showing you that. Now the Africans, there's some Africans that are really black in complexion, but you see me look at my skin color, that's brown, copper. That's not black. And then I got another video coming too when I break down that word black. When the word you ever heard gematria? You take a look at the word black that equals number 42, which also equals another word that also equals 42 is nigger. So while you call yourself black, you call yourself a nigger by default, and that's mathematically because gematria is taking a letter and turning it into a numerical value. So this is universal practice. So when you call yourself black, you call yourself by default a nigger. This is how they play your game, continue to play games, keep you in that system. But I'm supposed to know all that. Just keep watching my next videos. I'm supposed to know all that. But there's another source for you. This is like the 6 or 7 source I'm showing you. Alright, Mr. Lincoln, dark brown complexion. Mr. Lincoln, dark brown complexion. How much info do you need? Wake up. Mr. Lincoln. I see very plainly Abraham Lincoln. So say somebody that's seen him. I see very plainly Abraham Lincoln, our dark brown face. How much information do you need to wake up, see what's going on here? This is somebody that saw Mr. Lincoln. He had dark skin complexion. Man, can make this up. Here's another one. He looked very much worn and tired, even upon his dark brown face. Can't make it up. But now this Abraham Lincoln and Black President Hamilton was calling the Black Republicans niggers and mulattoes. Check this out. The Republicans were denounced as Black Republicans and nigger worshippers. Lincoln and Hamilton once were called the man ape and other a nigger or a mulatto. So there it is right there. I'm showing you everything you need to know to understand that Abraham Lincoln was a so-called black person. I'm showing you all of the information right there for you. I'm laying it out. This is real history that's been hidden. This is stuff that I want to teach you in school. Cause school is nothing but propaganda to them to spread a certain their ideology to keep you in a system where you don't understand truth. This is how they continue to gain power. They got all the information and they keep lying to you for you want to get the information, and it's sick. You have to think about all these so-called people that they are whitewashing. All their family lineage is gone because these people have came into their place and consumed their identity, acting like they are descendants from these people, take on the names, all that, and it's crazy. It's really scary when you think about it. The person you think is that person is not the actual person. I'm telling you, it's one big game. All right. Okay, let's talk about Vice President Hamilton. 15 vice presidents. Hamilton. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Let me go back. Okay, let me zoom in for y'all can see that. It says Hamilton is what we call mulatto. He has black blood in him. His complexion is so swarthy that I cannot wonder if he's actually a mulatto. So they're saying he got mixed genealogy, but his complexion is so black, he won't be considered a mulatto. Whereas if he got complexion like me, he's not a mulatto. This is fake. This is fake copper right here. So ain't no mulatto present because whether you have a mulatto, you need a white person to come in. Skin is dark. You're not having a white person in your family bloodline. And they always want to say, black folks have so much white in them. No, we do not. I trace my genealogy all the way back to the 1700s. Not one white person was ever on my genealogy. So let's cut the crap, man. Let's cut the crap. Black President Abraham Lincoln being called a black nigger. Here we go. Abe Lincoln, who would like you excuse me for using such a hard word with you, but you are nothing but a goddamn black nigger. How much information do you need to understand Abraham Lincoln was a so-called black person? He's been called a nigger. Abraham Lincoln said he was black. He said he was a slave. They calling him a nigger. How much information do you need to know to wake up, understand Abraham Lincoln was a so-called black person? I'm gonna give you everything you need to know. I'm showing you it. Let's keep going. We want one person right now. Wait till we get to all these other people. So much information right here. So much information. All right, so far we got Abraham Lincoln was a black person. Thomas Lincoln, his daddy, was reported as a black person. His mother being reported as a black person. His wife, Mary Todd, was also being reported as a black person. And Hamilton, a black person. So let's go ahead and get to our next person. Now we're going to be talking about Columbus and his son, Ferdinand. So Ferdinand and Columbus was his son. Ferdinand, with a ruddy face, his definition of ruddy, or bright yellow complexion. So they describe him as being what they would call back in the South place a mulatto. He had mixed genealogy. He has white and black ancestry. Let's go on to the next one. Ferdinand. His complexion was somewhat ruddy. Here we already know the definition of ruddy. Alright. Okay, here's another description. Now they're saying in this description he's swarthy. Ferdinand, 17. He was very good looking, stocky, and swarthy. So now they're saying he's dark. So he probably had like a darker yellow complexion. What we said was, well, we can see people today with that dark yellow complexion, and they were kind of. So you can find some today with that lighter skin complexion, and they would still be considered black by the United States government. So this is the sort of description of what they're saying Ferdinand is looking like, light skinned person. All right, that dark yellowish complexion. Here to my King Ferdinand was a swarthy man. Here's another description right here. Swarthy man. And there's a source right here. Here's a book right here. Now, I answer this one. I get this one too. It's kind of funny too. So even it said, look, swarthy Roman Catholics. So even back then, during that time frame, the Roman Catholics was even swarthy. I'll tell you, everywhere they went and colonized, they consumed and took place in the original people. This is what's going on. Everywhere they went, they find a dark-skinned person. They came in, write them out, or moved them down, consumed the history, took their place. This is what's going on. Here's the book right here. There's a source below. Okay, now we get to the description of Columbus. In 1492, a friend described Christopher Columbus. His hair was very red and his face was ruddy and freckled. There's your complexion, your source right there. Ruddy face. Ferdinand, ruddy face, his son. All right. I would say that Christopher Columbus was very ready. There it is right there for you. Very ready. Christopher Columbus, a stranger in Spain. His complexion, ruddy complexion with red hair. They're all saying the same thing, the ruddy complexion. Bright yellowish tone complexion. There it is right there. There is no mystery about the race, birth, and family of Christopher Columbus. Ruddy complexion. There it is right there. Ferdinand, his son, ruddy complexion. So they said he's inheriting his father's complexion. Christopher Columbus, his son, is inheriting his traits. Now check this out. Physical description of Columbus, so that he was of a North Italian type complexion, ruddy. Watch this. This is what caught my attention. It said the original portrait of Columbus was attributed at the Chicago Exposition of 1893, and it showed his face of a swarthy and olive tone. So this is they're releasing the paintings that was found. And he had that olive swarthy complexion. That's very interesting. But they want to show you Christopher Columbus with that white skin complexion, that fake paintings. So this another tactic that they do. They'll show you a fake painting and say this is what that person looked like. When it was never, when you take a look at the books, it never reported that white skin tone. That's white skin tone. It never did. Never did that once. Oh, here's the definition of olive. I like olive to medium brown complexion. There it is. Columbus, ruddy complexion. Multiple sources for you. And it's talking about the painting. So this is the example of what a ruddy complexion looks like. So you see that reddish hair tone with a lighter to yellow darkish complexion. This is an example of what Christopher Columbus or his son would have looked like during that time frame. That's an example of braiding his complexion. All right. Okay, now let's talk about Isabella. Ferdinand had a darker complexion than Isabella, and swarthy. So they showing that Isabella, Queen Isabella, also is having that darker skin tone. So there it is right there. Isabella gave birth to a female child, Joanna. She was somewhat darker in complexion to her sibling. So here it is. The baby's coming out dark. Dark complexion. Swarthy. Alright. Even when I check my lamp, keep moving in front of my laptop. There we go. Alright. Queen Isabella. Dark skin. Ferdinand. She's talking about Ferdinand too. Her dark face. Joanna. Another description for you. Another source. Here's your book right here. Take a look at the book. Okay, we already seen this one. It's talking about Roman Catholics being swarthy. Now, King Stuart. His color. He got blonde hair. And his complexion is somewhat ruddy. Alright? King James Stuart. King Stuart. Tall and dark. And he's Lord Cromwell. He's not a person in history. Cromwell, his description, complexion, ruddy complexion. Cromwell, somewhat with his nose, copper nose. We all know what copper looks like. This is copper. This is what copper, look, there's a penny right there. Copper. King Charles. It's talking about Cromwell. Face swollen and dark. Alright? Lord Cromwell. I told you the ancient books be having, these books be having a lot of truth in it. You gotta go back to these old books. Not what Google tells you. This book was written before the creation of Google. Before the creation of Google. And Google is controlled by people who don't want you to know. It's all controlled. Wait till my next video. My next video I'm gonna drop, because I'm gonna drop this video. I'm gonna show you exactly who the elites are, and I'm gonna show you how the world is being really ran. I'm gonna show you all these companies in the world, all connected, tied together. Because I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, the elites controlling the world." Who are the elites? No one wants to break down who are the elites. And I got a video I'm gonna show you. And I found this video, and this video is not on YouTube, so I might upload this video, and I might take my channel down, and they might give me a strike. But this video is gonna break down everyone who runs the world. I'm talking about to the tech, to the food, to gasoline, all the resources. It's gonna connect it all back to the same people. Because I'm tired of people saying, "Who the elites." No one wants to break. No, even the celebrities, when they try to say, "Oh, the celebrities trying to expose the elites," they never give a name. But we're gonna talk about that in the next video. It's gonna be about an hour video, and I'm gonna break that down. I'm gonna show you exactly who controls what, who's controlling the media. It's all the same people. All the same people controlling everything. It's all being ran. The same people who changed the history. All of them are controlling everything. But we're gonna break that down in the next video, so stay tuned. Alright? I'm back now. I'm going ham. I've been going steadying, so y'all be ready. I got some crazy videos coming. Y'all stay ready. Lord Cromwell. His complexion, muddy and sallow. His definition right here. The yellowish, dark complexion. Dark yellow. Dark. William Shakespeare. Watch this. Watch this right here. His complexion. Swarthy complexion with black curls. William Shakespeare, a black skinned person. There it is, William Shakespeare. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. His own quote out of William Shakespeare's mouth saying he's a dark skinned person. Watch this. And William Shakespeare, I, a small, dark man with great eyes. So here we have it. Another person saying the same exact thing. I'm telling everyone predominant in history that did great things was always so-called dark melanated people. But they whitewashed them, and they try to tell you in history that the only thing so-called melanated people was good for was slavery. Here it is, out of his own mouth. William Shakespeare said, I am a dark person. But they're going to show you some whitewash paintings for that say that's William Shakespeare. This should make everyone question everything. This is his own autobiography. Out of his own mouth, I am a small, dark man. We're not going to wake up and see what's going on. These people are playing games. These people are playing games and they don't want you to find out the truth. So here it is. Abraham Lincoln said out of his own mouth he was dark. William Shakespeare saying out of his own mouth he's dark. We're not going to see what's going on. I ain't making this up. They said it out of their own mouth. So this is what people really mad about. I ain't say a word. They said out of their own mouth they dark. And everybody's recording in history at dark skinned people too. Everything these people tell you are lies. So I'm done on purpose. I'm trying to show you it. Hope y'all guys paying attention. As all mouth, he said it. I'm a dark, small person. All right. Take a look at Queen Stewart. Her complexion ready. This is like the fourth person I'm showing you. All they said before there was dark skinned people too. Game's over. Which is shows you, and it's exposing how it was dark skinned male people all over this world. And they're hiding it. This is why when you go on Ancestry, you try to look at any UK records. Hey, you ever notice there's no, with all the UK records, there's no color associated with these records, these documents? They do this to hide the fact there was so-called melanin people all over the world. You can go check out Lord Whiskey's channel. But he already saw his genealogy and shows you that he got people from the UK on his bloodline. All the way back to the 1600s, 1500s. Probably even way before that. So time out for the games. I'm exposing all of it right here. It's game over. Queen Stewart. She is somewhat a copper color, and we believe she was in Germany. Copper color. Look at that penny right there. That's the same complexion as me. That penny is a little darker, but it's the same complexion. King George II. A ruddy complexion. King George II, another description for him. Ruddy complexion. There it is right there. Alright. King George I. Also, Sophia and his son and her complexion. I like brown. There it is right there. King George of England. Alright. Sophia. She was a brunette with a dark brown complexion. French woman. King George I. Skin sunburnt, so dark, in his own mother's word. So his own mama mouth. She's saying that her son is dark. I can't make this right. Even people around him are saying that these people are dark. But yet, you can go on Google, and they gonna show you some white person, some white paintings, all fabricated, false. So this is how they tricked us. Cause we look on Google and say, well, these pictures, he has a white face, so he gotta be white. This is how they got us, by fake portraits. If you take a look at these old books before the creation of Google, you're gonna see they're always being recorded as a dark-skinned person. Even in the 1900s. That's what I'm saying. When the internet came out, they erased a lot of the history. A lot of the history, they erased it. For them to gain control and gain power, they had to go back. Okay, now we gonna make these whitewash. We got whitewash them. You know why they doing that? Because they're trying to hide the fact that was so-called melanated people all over this world, especially in America. We was already here, and then they told you that lie about the translated slave trade. They bought 7 million Africans to the U.S., which is a lie. So this is why they gotta go back and change all these histories, all these so-called melanated black people in these areas, because they've been lying and say all black people came from Africa during the slave trade. This is why they're going back and changing history. Are you seeing it now? If you ain't seen it, just wait till I drop that translated slave trade video. I'm gonna show you primary source documentation that they only took 20 Africans was ever reported being taken from Africa during this time of the alleged translated slave trade in 1807. They owned about 20 Africans in, all the way from the 1600s all the way to 1807. There was only 20 Africans ever being documented during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. And I dare somebody to put me wrong. I dare somebody to show me 100 documents, and I bet you I can't do it. Now I ain't saying that Slavery didn't happen. Slavery must did happen. It was just the indigenous people that's already here in this land. Because you can easily go look at slave records on ancestry, and you're going to see 3 million people were slaves. But those same 3 million people was already here in the United States. Because I'm exposed and showed that there are only about 20 Africans in, reported by documentation. All these other people, you go back and trace their ancestors back to 1700s, you're going to see they was all in America. I'm even going to show you how they lie and say certain black people to get to these areas, and it was there during the, until like 1890s and all that. Especially Alabama. They say, oh, the first black person to get there to 1890. That's what Google says. I'm going to show you documents that these people been in Alabama since the 1700s. So it's continue to tell lies and keep you in confusion. But let's keep going. I tell you, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm back and I'm on fire. Not playing no more games. We're going strong with this information. Somebody needs to expose it. There's a lot of people not talking about this type of information on YouTube. They're not showing this information. It's time to show it. All right. She's talking about George Lewis. I don't know who this person is. He was dark in complexion. Whoever that is, George Lewis. All right. Okay, here we go. Beethoven. Even Beethoven is being recorded as a dark-skinned person. His complexion is somewhat ruddy. Beethoven. Well, I know what the definition of ruddy is. All right. Beethoven. He was described as a boy with a brown complexion. He was called the Spaniard. So now they saying he's dark skin complexion and he's being compared to the Spaniards. So if that's the case, he's a dark skinned person and they compare him to the Spaniards, that tells you that the Spaniard during those times was a dark skinned person too. This is why I say it had nothing to do with race. Had nothing to do with race. This is what they want you to believe. Keep believing their narratives. It had nothing to do with race. It had something to do with your resources. What can I get out of you? I don't care what complexion you is. You can be my own race of people. If you got my resources, the resources that I want, I'm gonna take it. Look what's going on today. We kill our own people, right? Same thing happened back then. You have indigenous people fighting against indigenous people. You had so-called black people from Europe fighting the indigenous black people in America. It was a war all the way around. You had so-called black people owning white slaves. You had that too. And I got some videos coming up. I'm going to show you some videos about the KKK. And I'm going to show you another video how back during them time frames, a lot of white folks and black folks got along just fine. But they want to make it seem like it was a lot of war going on between the two people when it wasn't. And wait till I show you that video of how the government created the character of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Rosa Parks. All those events were staged just so that they can get us to get us to roused up, get our ancestors roused up. That was what's going on. All those events were staged for them to push their agenda, to push that integration. Because I've been showing you on these last couple of videos, last 3-4 months, on how everything was segregated, we was flourishing. As soon as these puppets start pushing that integration, we lost everything. And most of those events were staged to get us roused up, to get us mad, to get our ancestors mad, to create that race war tension. That's what it's always been about. That's been going on today. They want to make it seem like everything's about race or a race war. They want to keep pushing that so we won't wake up and realize, see the bigger picture of who's running things. The biggest thing they fear is for everybody to get on the same pace and wake up and take them down. That's what the biggest fear about. Because they're doing so much dirt, they want you to be distracted while they continue to do their dirt. But when you wake up and realize the games that have been played on you, that's what they fear. And once that happens, they're done. The so-called elites are done. But let's keep going. I'm telling you, man, I'm going ham on these videos. I'm going ham on these videos, man. I'm not playing no more games. Let's keep going. We got more people to discuss. Time out for the games. Exposing it all right here. All right, Beethoven. Let's see another description of him. A portrait depicted him in his early life. All right, with a dark complexion, black complexion. There it is, right there. Can't make this up. All right, now George Washington, first really black president, George Washington. Not Obama. And Obama don't count to me because Obama is a confirmed African. He's the real African. George Washington and all these Abraham Lincoln was the indigenous so-called black folks that was born in America. The original ones. Obama, he ain't count to me because he's from Africa. He ain't the real indigenous person of this landmass, presidents. So Obama don't count to me. But let's look and see what they talking about with George Washington. George Washington was about 6 feet 2 inches. Ruddy complexion. George Washington, there it is. Alright. Alright, Martha Washington. Martha Washington, that was his wife right there. Alright, let's see what they're talking about with Martha Washington. Okay, it's George Washington. He was tall with a ruddy complexion. George Washington. A British officer who met Washington later reported that he was a dark complexion. George Washington. Dark complexion. Alright. Let's look at another description of George Washington. He was tall and dark. Tall, dark officer in America. 38 years of and unmarried. Dark complexion. The only officer who known as Lord Information as asking is the description of Colonial Washington. So it must have been somebody that's seen him. Dark complexion. Alright. Here's another description of George Washington. Tall and dark. Oh, okay, it's the same book. Here's another one right here at the top, description of him. A black complexion. There it is. Y'all seeing it. I'm now going to take a look at Robert E. Lee. Ruddy complexion. Robert E. Lee. Then I'm going to say Robert E. Lee was the worst racist person. Yeah, he's a so-called dark-skinned person, right? I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with race. It had to do with power. That's all it was. It had nothing to do with race. Y'all seen it. Robert E. Lee. Let's take a look. Ruddy complexion. Florid complexion. His definition of Florida right here in the corner. I'm just zooming for y'all. If y'all know what Florida is. There it is right there. Robert E. Lee. Tall and dark. Robert E. Lee. Another description. There's your book right here. Here's the book. Source for you right there. And yet they're gonna say, look, tall and dark, right? And then they're gonna show you this fake picture right here of Robert Lee. Where's the dark complexion at? Man, this is a stage portrait right here. These people have rewriting history. It's sad when you think about it, man. It's really crazy. Now we're gonna talk about Marie Einstein. I believe that was his wife. I don't know if I seen the name right, but Marie looked like Marie. A dark complexion. So Einstein, wife, dark complexion. Okay, talking about her again. Here, she was also a dark complexion in other parts of Europe. There it is right there. Albert Einstein. His wife again. She was very dark complexion. She was very dark complexion. Can't make this up. But go on Google and type their name in and you don't see a white person. These people playing games. One big stage right here. One big stage. Nikola Tesla. How many knew he was dark? Nikola Tesla. An immigrant. With a dark complexion. Dark complexion. I'll tell you, man, they have rewriting everybody. Everybody with that this big in history that had dark skin complexion, they had to rush them because they've been preaching that translated slave trade. BS story. This is why I gotta go back and whitewash everybody. But everybody big in history that did big things with so-called melanated people. And it is what it is. Can't get mad. Here's the source for you right here. All these sources are saying the same thing during that time frame when it was written. This is what the truth. This is what was going on. They have rewriting the history. But there it is right there. Hope y'all seeing it. And I want to put this in here. It's something that I found. We're going to do another video on NASA. And we're going to break down how NASA been lying too. But we're going to look at this. I put this in here to show you. You look at the moon. The picture of the so-called moon they show you. Why is it the moon? It's the same as the map they give you. See, I can't make this up. Literally, the picture of the moon they gave you is literally the map. These people just be making up stuff. But we're gonna get into the video. I break down NASA's been lying. But I was gonna show you how they just do stuff like this on purpose, and I guess they're not hoping nobody's gonna catch this type of stuff. But there it is right here. Even the master be lying, and even this ain't a real picture of the moon. But I just put it in there just to show you how they continue to lie. Alright? Now Nikola Tesla, let's get back on here. Complexion. Dark. There it is right there. But yeah, this will keep pissing me off. They're gonna tell you that his complexion is dark. But then they're gonna show you this white picture right here. They look like a dark-skinned person to you. Let's stop playing games. Come on, man. See, I guess they can't put. I don't know, man. It's just crazy when they tell you he's dark and they're gonna put a white man on the book. Like we're gonna skip right over that. He's a dark-skinned person, and we're gonna skip right over the picture. Come on, man. Come on. Tesla. Dark and handsome. Personal charisma. Dark and handsome. Here's the source right here. There's no source saying the same thing. Tesla. Tesla was 30-year-old and tall and dark. Handsome. Another book right there saying the same thing. Tall and dark. Tesla. Very dark complexion. Another source feed right there. Tesla. Very dark in complexion. There's a source right here for you. I can't make this up. And they're here to go with this fake paint and fake pictures. Very dark complexion. And then I know somebody else say, well, they show you the pictures on TV that he was right. These are all staged puppets, man. They be staged in history. I'm showing you during the time frame these people alive, they've all been reported as dark. They're going back and staging history right in our face. What you're going to see, they're all doing all these same people, you're going to see they're doing the Masonic, Freemason, Hansenism. The Freemasons are the ones that control the history. You're going to see this. You're going to see this. You're either gonna see that. You're gonna see the pyramid. You're gonna see the hidden hand. All that is Masonic, and when you see that, that's them secretly telling you that what they're showing you is BS. God do Freemasons tell half lies, half truth. Every time you're gonna see those hand movements. When you see those hand movements, that's your clue. If you didn't know, you see those hand movements, that's the secret right there. They tell you they're BSing you. Pay attention to those hand movements. When you see the hand movements, that's your clue right there. And another clue you can do too, look at gematria. Because they had a lot of stuff in today's time with gematria. Even back then, a lot of stuff they did was through gematria. These people have a gematria belief system. Everything in every word has a numeric value, and you take that word, like for instance, you take this word. Let's just say A, it has a numeric value of 7. You go here, let's say 49, and what they do, they take this word, and so let's say this word equals 49. Okay, they'd be like, let's say this person died at 49, but this word right here they showed you equals 49, or you can add their birthday up. And from their death date. Let's say the person died on the 49th day. They do things like that to show you certain clues of what they're doing. But we'll get into a little bit more about gematria another time. Let's keep going. We're almost done. Got a couple more slides left. We are talking about Beethoven, so let me skip over that. And it's somebody's ruddy complexion. They didn't show these fake pictures right here. Okay, we're talking about was it Theodore Roosevelt. His face was ruddy. This about President Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt. Ruddy complexion. Colonel Roosevelt. Brown. His face is brown. Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt. His complexion, ruddy brown. I can't make this stuff up. This is like the 10th person I showed you in history that they whitewash. Whitewashing at its finest. It's a shocker. They're gonna show you this picture right here. Does it look like a brown skinned person to you? This says dark. Is this dark to you? Come on, man. These people are playing games. Watch this. Charlie Rothschild. Even the Rothschilds during the time frame was reported as dark skinned people. I tell you, everywhere they went and colonized the area, these people took on their identity. Everywhere these people went. This is how these people got rich. They were going to colonize the area, get rid of the original people, and they consume their identity. But even the Rothschilds, just talking about Charlotte Rothschild, graceful and dark, tall and dark complexion, Rothschilds. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. The Rothschilds, Charlotte, dark. Y'all seen it. Can't make this up. Betty Rothschild, a dark beauty. Betty Rothschild, man, can't make this up. And this book came out in 1962, and they were reporting this in 1962. Told you the media, this is how things work. As soon as that internet came out, they changed everything. The media, that's how they did it. It's crazy. The Rothschild brothers, dark like all the brothers. So here it is, all the brothers are coming out dark. But yet they're gonna show you some white person and say this is Nathan Rothschild, this is so and so Rothschild, with all white complexion. What is going on here? I'm sorry, I think are these people even human at this point? These people might be reptilians. All these people that they replace might be some reptilian hybrids. No wonder all these people on the old picture be looking crazy. These people are not even human. And if they are human, the ancestors are not human. So I'm showing you how they whitewashed all these predominant people in history. They whitewashed them. And it's crazy when you sit there and think about it. It's very sick. That's why I say everybody in history that they gave to us was so-called black folks. I'm not supposed at all. And this is a small portion of it. Wait till the next video I must drop. Wait till I see the people who's running the whole thing. Who's controlling the media, who's controlling the food, who's controlling the gas, electronic. It's all by the same people. But we're gonna break that down in the next video. But as we can see, this is why it's important to take a look at primary source information, primary documentation. I don't want to hear nobody else's opinion on things that matter. I want to look at the time frame of when these people was alive, look at these books, and look at the primary source documentation, what was recorded during that time. I don't want to hear your opinion if you wasn't alive during that time. And if you wasn't alive during that time, show me primary source documentation like I'm doing today. But there it is. The biggest one was Abraham Lincoln and William Shakespeare. And their own autobiography. Saying that they are black, so-called a black person. Yet they want to turn around and show you a whitewash photo. So it's game over. After that, I don't want to hear nothing about Abraham Lincoln and William Shakespeare being a white person. That is done. All the people I showed you, that is game over. Game over. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, the next video I'm dropping, we're going to break down who are the elites. Because I'm tired of different people saying, oh, the elites control this, the elites control this. Who are they? What are they controlling? So we got to get into some deep things on the channel. So this is how you get out of the matrix. We got to see what's going on fully. And this is the next couple of videos. I see 6-7 videos I'm gonna drop. We're gonna be focusing on hidden history. This is how you get out of the matrix, the cycle, the system. This is how you beat the system. Because I'm saying everything that people do, they are very smart and strategic. That's why I say that's why you gotta pay attention to what's being fed to you. The biggest thing what destroyed us as humans was school, for them to push their propaganda, and media, television. Take a look at that word, television. See what I'm saying? Stuff get deep when you start really sitting there and understanding what's going on. It's been right in our face all along. Break that word, television. Tell a vision. They're trying to tell you a vision. This is how they do it. This is how the people play games. Scripture. Take a look at that word. What is a script? A fake plot. So that means that they're telling you in that book, the scripture, a fake book. Television. Tell a vision. It's been right in our face all along. But I can go deeper than that. But I'll be here all day if I keep going deeper and deeper in this thing. But there it is. This is one part of history that you need to understand. Like I said, I'm gonna be focusing on multiple different histories and just show you how they've been lying. I'm gonna talk about the people who's controlling it, who's running it. Then we're gonna talk about the we're gonna talk about 9/11. I'm gonna do a video on 9/11 and show you how that was predicted a long time ago. We're gonna talk about a Illuminati card game and show you how these people move and how a lot of stuff a lot of stuff they do. They have a plan in 30 years into the future, and they carry these things out. And I'm gonna expose that to you. We're gonna talk about the Illuminati card game. We're gonna talk about how this Titanic was sucking for the reason of establishing the Federal Reserve. So we're gonna get deep. They might start tracking my channel. I'm gonna be real. But it's things that needs to be talked about. People don't want to talk about it because they're scared. But I'm gonna talk about it. But it's gonna be very interesting. We got a lot of good videos coming up. So y'all stay tuned. But yeah, thanks for your time. And you guys stay safe. Peace.